So this is part 2 of my Bellame starter kit. I don't know what I'm going to end up calling this, but I wanted to take you guys through some new Bellame items that I had received. I did part 1 earlier. I will link it down below. That was kind of creating my base face right here, but I figure we go ahead and do eyes next. So I've used this palette for 3 weeks now, and honestly and truly, and I said this on my Instagram story, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've heard this already. I had purchased this palette as part of a Valentine's Day special that Bellame was doing, and basically you would purchase a whole bunch of stuff. You got it for a severely discounted price, but it came with this palette, and this was the least excited item that or the least item I was excited about. I just got it because I was like, okay, well, it's a good deal. I'll be able to try it out, blah, 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 whatever. And I was so amazed at how much I actually liked it. The colors to me, like, yes, there's nothing fancy. If you like big, bright colors, this is not going to be the palette for you. But I love it because this is my everyday palette. These are colors that I gravitate towards every single day. This color here is probably, I haven't used it yet, a color that I wouldn't use very often, but everything else is very natural, it's very neutral, and it's stuff that I will use every single day. So if I was traveling, I would 100% bring this palette because this is stuff that I, like colors that I actually wear. But when I first tried this out, and I posted my stories, I think, I don't know, a couple days ago about like my first impressions when I first tried this out, I was like, holy crap. I went to go but I went to go swatch this one right here, not swatch it, but go apply this one. This is very similar to the cupcake, Seint's cupcake, but I went to go apply it and I was like, holy crap. I went into the product the same way that I would do a Seint product or the Seint eyeshadow. And when I put it on my eyelids, I was amazed at how much product was picked up and how pigmented it was. And this is a color that's not very pigmented. So I have already primed my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this color right here. A little bit goes a long way. So I'm gonna have to do it like this because there's no way that I'm gonna be able to see in there. So basically what I like to do, regardless of what eyeshadow look I'm doing, I always like to go in with a color that is close to my skin tone. And the reason for that is this will help make any darker color you put on top of it a heck of a lot easier to blend out. Okay, so the next color I'm gonna go in with, probably this color right here. This reminds me of Chai from Seint. It's a very, very neutral color. And you guys know, one thing that I like to do because my eyelids are starting to get more mature, and if I do the swiper motion, swiper no swiping, comment below if you know what I'm talking about when I say swiper no swiping. Oh my goodness. But I like to do the sweeper motion like right up here. But I'm very gently like applying it to my eye. I'm not tugging at all because if I tug, then I get the skipping. If you know, you know. If you're 20 or early 30s watching this video, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you are late 30s, 40s, 50s, you know what I mean. So try this where you kind of press it like this and you kind of build up that pigmentation. And then I just very gently, because I have hooded eyes, I like to kind of look at my mirror and see where I want that transition color to be. And it's actually going to be above my crease because I want to be able to see this color when I have my eyelids open. So I don't have severely hooded eyes, but I definitely do have a little bit of hood there. So I just like to go like this and blend it out. And you can see how pretty that color blended out. And then what I like to do is turn this over. This is actually the Seint eyeshadow brush. I really, really like it. And I love the fact that it is dual-ended because I have my fluffy stuff here and then I have my pencil brush here. So I literally just flip it over and then I'm going to put it on the bottom part of my lashes. So the reason why I like to do this is twofold. One, I like to do it because it kind of blends in or fills in those fine lines and wrinkles that I'm getting. So it helps where the concealer doesn't crease if it's going to crease, but it just kind of helps to fill in those lines and create an even canvas. The other reason why I like to do it is I feel like it just brings the whole eye look together. Obviously you don't see this, but I just feel like it just kind of brings the whole eye look together. It looks much more complete and it's a step that I never skip. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to use, I've been loving this But I'm gonna go in with this color here. There's two different colors that are a little bit similar. I feel like this one is a little bit more cool tone. This one's a little bit more warm tone. So this is where it's really, really important if you have mature lids to do this patting motion, because with the darker colors, they tend to be a little bit, I wouldn't say harder to blend out, but obviously you can see your blending capabilities with a darker color. So I like to go in and kind of pat and build up that color, but then kind of go through and make sure that do that very gentle sweeper swiper motion. Make sure that it's all blended out. And you can see here how pretty that looks. This is like my signature eye look. It's kind of like a daytime smoky is probably the best way to describe it. And then I kind of look at it and just make sure that it's even and blend it out as needed. And you can definitely go darker, you know, more smoky and stuff like that. You can also kind of turn it over and do the bottom part of your lashes. And again, kind of bring that look together and make it a little bit more like nighttime. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this color right here. This reminds me, I can't remember which color it reminds me of, Seint, but I really, really like it. It's pigmented. And I'm just gonna put it on the inner corner of my eye, and it's a very, very pretty kind of bronzy look. And what it's gonna do is kind of open up my eyes just a little bit more, because I have the darker that's kind of closing. This is going to open it up, and it's just a really pretty, really, really pretty eyeshadow look. And it's very, very easy. And I love using shimmers, using my fingers to apply shimmers. It's literally the easiest way, because I feel like I have complete control. But then also, it picks up a lot of product. Better than a brush, I feel like. And I just kind of, I always have like a little towel here to wipe my hands off from the lotions and all that stuff, because I am a 5-year-old kid who likes to wipe stuff on my clothes if I don't have anything else to wipe it on. I don't know how to break that habit, but I do it. I yell at my kids for doing it, but I full on do it. So I'm just looking at it. I feel like this one's a little bit darker, so I'm gonna, now, here are the two eyeshadow or eyeliner pencils that I got, Cafe and Noir. So I have not tried, we're gonna go ahead and swatch these just so you can see. I don't know what color I'm gonna do today. Okay, looks like this, mechanical pencil, or it's actual pencil. I wouldn't say it's the darkest eyeliner, but it definitely is dark, and it blends out very, very nicely. This is the Cafe one. This is the brown one. Blends out very, very nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and use the brown one just because I normally use black, but I feel like for this eye look, brown would be really, really pretty. So when I tight line my eyes, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this on camera because I need two hands, I usually pull it up and I focus on putting the eyeliner in my roots. So I'm not really putting it like on the under part of my eye. I'm focusing it in that root area. And what I like about tight lining my eyes is I feel like if I tight line just my top, not my bottom, but just my top, it opens my eyes. And then when I go to apply mascara, there's no gap between the roots of my lashes and this part, and it just makes my lashes look longer and fuller. So it's a nice little tip. I feel like it just elevates the look. I don't do it every single day. It's definitely something I do if I'm doing more of a glam look, but it does really, it's a very subtle difference, but it does make an impact. So a couple things I have to say about it is I do really like the brown. I feel like it's a lot softer because of my skin tone. So if you are somebody with fair skin, I definitely would recommend more of a brown eyeliner instead of black, because black can sometimes be too harsh. Really depends on the look you're going for. The other thing I would say is it's much more, even though it blends out here, I would say it's a much drier formula. And I actually like that. I have tried some eyeliners that are like super buttery, they glide on. And the issue with that is sometimes if they glide on too easily, I end up gliding into, you know, my inner corner. I glide out and get it further than I want. The other thing that I don't necessarily like about super wet or super buttery formulas is I feel like it can kind of transfer onto the bottom part of my lashes and it darkens up my eye area. I don't want that. I don't want any eyeliner on my bottom part of my lashes. And you guys can see here, I tight lined the eyes, but none of it actually transferred. I love that. Love that, love that, love that. I will pay extra for an eyeliner that doesn't transfer. Okay, so next is the mascara. I've tried this before. When I did my first impressions on my Instagram stories, I was like, holy crap. This mascara is amazing. It is a volumizing and a lengthening mascara. This is what the wand looks like. It is very, very big. It's definitely a volumizing mascara wand, but what I love about it is it builds up my lashes so beautiful. Look at that. It builds up so, so pretty. And what I love about it is even though the wand is more of a volumizing wand because it's bigger, the formula is dry so you can build it up, but you can also kind of, it combs through your lashes and kind of creates this volume eyes look, but it also kind of creates this like structure. It's not like it's clumping together. It doesn't clump. I put a like various different layers on it. It doesn't clump. You can build it up to what you want. It is absolutely beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, all that stuff. And the other thing I like about it, because it's more of a drying formula, even though it has a bigger wand, I do not normally like the bigger wands. And let me show you again, the bigger wands for the volumizing, because it is challenging to do the bottom lashes. But with this one, I feel like because the formula is a little bit more on the dry side, it's super, super easy and I don't get it all messed up. But you can see here how gorgeous. Let me get closer. So, so pretty.